So I've reviewed many speakers over the years, and I think this is definitely one of the coolest that I've tested so far. Hello, my name is Sean, and today the Edifier QD35 today was sent over to me by Edifier Malaysia for review, and this is not a sponsored post, and as usual I'll be sharing with you my honest and unbiased opinion. So this speaker here is not your run-of-the-mill Bluetooth speaker, but a high-res LED driven gun charger type of speaker, and comes in at about $200 or about 899 Malaysia ringgit. And if you're interested in getting this speaker, definitely check out my links in the description below. So starting off, this speaker is built like it justifies the price. Everything here is built solid, built with high quality materials, very rigid, and has a modern industrial look to it. So at the top of the speaker has this industrial container look with the Edifier branding nicely laid out on the top, and I personally like this design a lot. And at the sides, you're also going to get additional design, and at the back of the speaker, you're also going to get ports, which we'll talk about later, and also two additional holes at the back that lets the maze-based technology vent. So at the front is the main piece where you're going to get the transparent front with two speakers sticking out the front with no grill or cover. So if you have young children at home, this is the speaker to not let them be around in case they start poking it. And inside the speaker is also the cool LED lighting effects, which reflects extremely nicely at the mirrored background. Below the speaker, you're also going to get a cool clock, which Edifier calls it a smart clock. And below that, you're going to get indicators of your current inputs you're using and also the EQ that you're running currently. So next to that is also a light up Edifier branding, which is also a really nice touch. And another great touch by Edifier is that they use the light bar at the bottom of the speaker to indicate the volume of the speaker, which is really nice. So starting with the controls of this speaker is very minimal, and I believe Edifier wants you to control this through your device or the Edifier app. So at the side here, you're going to get one power button that turns on the speaker and also changes the input when you press on it once. And below that, you're going to get a volume knob, which is also a play or pause button when you press it once. And the same button can also change the EQ mode of the speaker when you double press it. And lastly, you're going to get a lighting knob at the end where it only adjusts the LED brightness. So at the back of the speaker, this is where you're going to get your power plug, the power on-off button, and also a 3.5mm auxiliary input and a USB-A input for your music. And on the left-hand side of the speaker, this is where you're going to get two ports, one Type-C and one USB-A, and this is also Edifier's Turbo Gun Ultra charging port, where it delivers 35 watts of charging power to charge up your device. Hence, you can see the 35 watts design here. So in terms of volume, this speaker provides you with decent volume, and like every other Edifier speakers out there, you're going to get 16 levels of volume, and a comfortable volume for me starts at around level 8, which is roughly about 50%. So this should cover a decent personal space. At level 11, it's loud enough to cover a decent sized living room with 10 or more people talking with no problem, and this speaker has more than enough power to drive sound in scenarios like that. Anything above that is really too loud for me, and turning it up to level 13 kind of scares me a little, and I can't go any louder without really getting complaints. So this speaker also uses the Edifier Connect app for its companion features and not the Edifier Home app. So at the first page here, this is where you're going to get to select your input source, and you also notice the high-res audio logo at the top, and if you're running high-res LDAC codec, this will light up and indicate that you're using the LDAC high-res. Below that, you're also going to be able to switch between the different EQs, and there's also a DIY mode where you get to select 6-band EQ to play around with, and you're also going to get a volume dial at the bottom. So similar to the MP85 that we recently checked out, you're also going to get something called a soothing sound category with this speaker itself, and you're also going to get the same 32 sounds from this speaker. So swiping to the next page is where you're going to get to play with the lighting effects, and if you like to cycle between different colors, each of the lighting controls lets you control the lighting further, which is very cool. At the top, you're also going to get a settings button, and you're going to be able to see some of the info of your speakers, and you can also sync your clock here with the speaker and set whether you want 24 or 12-hour time format, and that's pretty much all the features you get with this speaker. So in terms of feature, you're going to get modern specs with this speaker, and if you're buying it to run high-res wireless with a compatible device, then you're in luck. Because not only you're going to get wired high-res support, the onboard Bluetooth 5.3 chipset also supports the LDAC codec for you to run your high-res audio wirelessly. So another cool feature that this speaker has is the maze tube bass technology, where the maze tube literally means the tubes inside the speaker running like a maze at the back of the speaker and generating the bass, which is really quite great for the speaker of this size. And you're going to get 40 watts of total output from the speaker with the 3-inch mid-range driver at the front and a 1-inch tweeter at the top, generating quite a lot of power with the speaker. And finally, you're going to get this smart clock feature, which in my opinion, it just syncs your device clock over. What I think this speaker is missing is a native alarm feature, which would make this speaker quite useful, because this kind of design kind of makes me feel like it should be sitting on the nightstand of your bed. So from my test, because even if your phone is connected and you have an alarm ringing, it won't play through the speaker. So this speaker also weighs in at 2.64 kilos, so it's not too heavy, but just the right weight to make it feel solid. So sound signature of this speaker is firm and crisp, and that tweeter simply pumps out extremely high amounts of highs, which makes audio sound extremely clear and high quality. So bass here is quite unexpected on a speaker of this size with no dedicated subwoofer. The maze tube bass technology really does great in pushing out a lot of bass for the speaker, and it is nowhere near subwoofer quality deep, but with most music it hums hard enough to sound really good. Testing this with Daft Punk's Doing It Right, you get the extremely low sub bass, but you can hear that the mid bass is lacking quite a bit, but again, expected on a speaker of this size. Vocals on this speaker is great and totally meets the high-res audio certification criteria in my opinion, and it sounds fantastic overall. And highs is also the star here with that tweeter and makes the speaker sounds really great and high quality. So overall, Doing It Right is a great song to test the different stages of bass performance, and although this speaker doesn't hit all of them just right, it is still quite impressive. So latency latency on this speaker is good for a Bluetooth 5.3 speaker, but not as good compared to speaker with a dedicated gaming mode. You won't get much lag when gaming with it, and it's mostly enjoyable, and watching videos and movies on this is also nice with no lag. Anyways, let's take a look at the latency performance of this speaker. So this is like the high-tech version of your typical coffee table speaker, something like the Harman Kardon Aura, but just a lot more high-tech. Price-wise, it's also very similar, and I think you can get a bigger sound and better technology with the Edifier. However, there are a few things that I will hope this speaker has. I know it might mess with the design by having no handles on this speaker. It makes it hard to lift it and carry it around. Also, I would love to have a feature to daisy chain this speaker, or maybe have Wi-Fi connectivity at this price point so that I can set it up to have multi-room functionality. Apart from that, I honestly quite love this speaker. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.